way that video was released today is one of the most chicken things I've ever seen.
Anger, frustration, and personal attacks on law enforcement and the media alike.
With the press not to put this stuff out there when they knew what we were getting ready to do on this particular video. The press chose to put that out there.
But the community has also been calling for transparency.
All dominated Uvalde City Council meeting Tuesday, and city officials weren't the only ones in an uproar.
Unbelievable.
Uvalde residents shocked after watching video posted by the Austin American-Statesman and KVUE showing armed officers waiting more than 77 minutes in a school hall before taking down the 18-year-old gunman.
Anybody see them do a good job? Just because they tried to go in there, was that good enough? Is that good enough for the people that were bleeding out? That wasn't good enough.
All this just days before the families of the victims were set to see a version of the video, as well as the results of a preliminary report by the Texas House Special Committee. The meeting often rampant with exasperation.
And I looked at that video and I saw the officers who were standing in that hallway doing nothing except standing back.
And at times, a loss for words.
I was very, very disappointed.
Residents also taking the opportunity to pry answers out of officials about the removal of a memorial dedicated to the 21 lives lost in the school massacre.
Why has everything been removed from the park? I'm talking about the crosses, flowers, candles, stuffed animals, and the Bible verses have been erased. Whose idea was that? It's as though nothing has happened.
Even going so far as to accuse the city of trying to hide the tragedy and their alleged failures from plain sight.
I passed by Robb this morning, and I did see those little crosses there. They were behind the dead flowers. How dare have Robb have those dead flowers there? Do something. Do something. This is ridiculous. Again, you cannot believe the anger I have and many of the citizens here in Uvalde, and they want to know, is this just another cover-up?
Emotions ran so high, some had to step outside the meeting for fresh air.
How would you describe the actions of these officers?
I would say I'm being disrespectful in saying they're cowards, but they didn't do nothing for the little kids. I don't know what other word.
The mayor says he's just as frustrated as the families and just as lost for answers.
You know what the reports say? Do not write reports. See DPS or see Texas Rangers. That's what were turned in to us because they were told not to write reports.
And in the growing wake of the leak, anger and resentment towards Texas DPS is growing at all levels across Texas. One Texas state senator tweeted in part, Governor Abbott and Texas DPS keep letting Uvalde families down and promise to the victims' families, we will not let up the pressure to expose the full truth or what happened and hold those responsible for the failed law enforcement response accountable. As for Uvalde's mayor, he's already called for an investigation of the leak.
This video came from Austin, Texas. You know, somebody in the center of the DPS did it, and whoever did it, it's a pretty chicken action in my view. It's pretty low life.
And he says it'll be pretty easy to narrow down exactly where the leak came from.
The FBI, the DA, the DPS, and the Texas Rangers. Those are the four agencies that had the video.
Only adding to the mistrust that already exists between local and state officials and an exasperated community still mourning.
We're suffering, and I know the world is suffering too, but these were our babies. Our babies that were taken from us. So to the person that leaked it, screw you. Screw you. And that's coming from me, Felicia Martinez. From us. From all of us. Screw you.
Now, I spoke to one resident who broke down in tears after watching this video. She tells me while it hurt to watch it, this is the transparency this community has been demanding.